here. These are all of your questions that you guys asked me about the CMEC. I am going to just answer them candidly. I didn't answer them beforehand, so hopefully this will be helpful to you. Okay, should I join for year 0 or wait until Form 1? So this question is related to a Charlotte Mason philosophy. You only begin formal lessons when your child is age 6. So if you have a 4-year-old, should you join the CMEC? Here's my honest answer. If I had a 2-year-old, I would probably wait. If my oldest was 2, I'd probably wait. I really enjoyed the General Classical Preschool program. I have a video that I did on that, a video review. I have some blog posts and some Instagram posts from the past that I did when my little daughter, who's now almost 7, was 2, and we had started the General Classical Preschool with her. I think she was more around 3, but I would recommend that, doing that if your child is 2. Now, if your child's 4 or 5, you know, it really depends on your resources. If you have the resources to pay the $300 membership fee, I kind of wish that I would have had an introduction year to the CMEC to take the Mother's Education course before I actually dove into Form 1B, which is the first year of, it's first grade, the first year of a Charlotte Mason education. I kind of wish I had had that like year 0 with the CMEC when my daughter was 5 to kind of just learn a little bit more about it, get familiar with the website. I had to do that very quickly this summer before we decided to join. So the earlier the better. Like I said, my answer would be maybe just do 1 year prior. They have a Kinderleben program that is wonderful for little kids all the way up to age 5. There's paper modeling crafts. Oh, you guys, I didn't even share about the art aspect. There's raffia projects, paper modeling projects with video tutorials. I mean, again, this is why I chose the CMEC over other Charlotte Mason programs. Again, and also they do not sponsor me in any way, shape, or form. I'm not even friends with them. I pay my membership fee. I just am a huge believer in their mission and their model and what they're doing. I'm just really into it. So, and it's been a blessing for our family. So that's the answer to that question. How does the CMEC compare to Ambleside online? I can't find any resource on the comparison. Well, there's a reason you can't compare them because, in my opinion, Ambleside Online is absolutely amazing. That was my second choice. If I wasn't using the CMEC, if this resource didn't exist, I'd be using Ambleside. But I am very fortunate that the CMEC provides all of that ongoing education and that side for the mother, aside from just like the curriculum. And that is why I feel like you can't really compare them because Ambleside doesn't really offer that option. So they don't really go head to head. You can't compete or compare them. But if you want me to compare them, I actually have a video that I'm going to do this summer. For those of you that are last minuters on the fence, I am going to compare the two. So stay tuned. Does the CMEC have nature study where you can meet other families that use the CMEC in the area? Yes, if you join, there is a little discussion board and people will post their area and what they do. It might be a Truth, Beauty, Goodness group, which is hymns, folk songs, nature study, or it might just be like a hiking group. But you can post for a little like classified type thing for that, and then you can also see groups that already exist. The $300 fee, does that cover all grades or is it per student? The $300 fee is per family. So if you have 6 kids, $300, 1 kid, $300. If we have a Charlotte Mason curriculum that we love and works for us, how might the CMEC be worth the investment? I think the mother's education side of the CMEC would be a wonderful investment for you regardless. And also, I know many moms who take from the CMEC program guides what they want, and then they use their own Charlotte Mason or even non-Charlotte Mason resources as well. So that's always an option. Again, you don't have to be married to the CMEC. You don't have to use it. But if you have the resources to pay that $300 membership fee, I would try it out. It's only per year, so you don't have to continue using it if you don't want to and continue paying the fee each year. But it might be worth checking out for a year just to see if those extra resources are helpful. If you really struggle with teaching art instruction, the videos on their website that they have available to members have been really helpful. Tell us more about the Mother's Education course. So the Mother's Education course is a course that helps the mother learn more about Charlotte Mason's methods. If you're not familiar with Charlotte Mason, if you don't know a lot about her, or if you just kind of want to really dive into the philosophy before or while you educate your kids can be in Form 2, which is like 3rd to 5th grade, or your kids can be, very young and 2 years old and you want to learn more about Charlotte Mason. The Mother's Education course helps you develop those habits. It helps focus on the mother. It's wonderful. And I didn't get to do as much of the coursework as I wanted to this year because of our very exhausting move. But next year I will be just diving into that coursework like crazy. Okay. What made you choose the CMEC over an open and go curriculum like A Gentle Feast? I've shared this already. The reason I chose the CMEC is because of all the extra things it provides. And also, I don't really want an open and go. I don't like having something where I have to open it up and follow a script. I'm an educator already, and Charlotte Mason was very child-based. So if your child learns better with narrating and reading and not really just writing down what you're learning or having a worksheet or having to do a worksheet, or I don't know. I don't really like open to go curriculums very much. There's certain things that it works for, like writing italics, for instance, but most of the things, A Gentle Feast too, I was considering that last year, but I wanted to use something that is tried and true and has been used for many years. And Ambleside Online fits that bill, and the CMEC fits that bill because they've been using the CMEC programs with the Mason Academy, which is Amy's original co-op that still meets. So yeah, those are both tried and true, and I chose the CMEC over Ambleside because they offer all of that extra mother's education, the extra art instruction videos, all of the wonderful things that are on the website there. Let's see, is this more of a build your own curriculum with the options for you to choose from, or is it pretty straightforward? So it is straightforward in that you have each subject, and the program guides are wonderful. I can't show them to you because of copyright, but basically if you look at my last year's video when I share the CMEC reveal, basically I share, okay, here's what we're using for American history. Here's what we're using for Bible New Testament. Here's the book we're using for Bible Old Testament. Here's the book we're using for natural history. We had 2 books for natural history. So they give you those recommendations, and it's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of guesswork. There's not a lot of, oh, should I do this or should I do this? Not a lot of decisiveness. But there's flexibility in the way that you teach the lessons and the way that you order the lessons, if that makes sense. And I like that. I like having both. Flexibility, but also a little bit more rigidness, because that's how Charlotte Mason's programs were. She made sure they studied Beethoven every 4 years as part of their composer study. And she made sure that they studied American history every 4 years so that they're hitting it 3 times in their education. Charlotte Mason, she knows what she's doing, and like I said, these ladies at the CMEC, they have really studied her methods and put together their programs based on that. So, do the books change yearly? To an extent they do. It depends on the subject. The literature changes yearly. The authors they're studying, the literature changes yearly. The Bible cycle changes yearly. The history cycle changes yearly. So the answer is yes, but there's certain things that won't change. It'll just kind of be based on what you want to use as the mother with your specific child, depending on their grade. Every child of a certain age is going to read the Burgess Book of Birds. But next year we're going to read another Burgess book. It'll be the Burgess Book of Animals, or maybe the Flowers one. So the CMEC will choose all of that, and we follow that cycle. So you have to view it more as, like, instead of years, view it more as cycles. And that's, again, how Charlotte Mason viewed it. So could you tell us a range to budget for the CMEC curriculum? I got this question a lot, and I actually don't know how much I spent on books and resources. I do know it will be less this year because I had to buy things like the chalk that they recommend. So the clay that they recommend is pretty pricey, but it lasts for years. So I'll be buying the books for Form 1A, but I won't be buying a lot of those art resources. I won't be buying a few different things I won't need to buy. So, but as far as a budget, it wasn't outrageous. That's all I can say. I really don't know. I'm so sorry. Maybe I'll try to compile something for you later. But I don't know how much it was total. Because I bought it all at different times and I kind of tried to stagger it a little bit so it wasn't just one big investment. It says, will non-US members get the same advantage in the CMEC as US members? And the answer is yes. I know people all around the world that will be using the CMEC, that have used the CMEC, and it's the same no matter what. Okay, is it a lot to keep up with? This is a good question. For me right now, no, because I have one child in formal lessons. I would love to have more children someday, and when they're all in school, like my friend that has 4 kids and they're all school age, maybe it'll be a little bit more difficult, but Celeste has 10 kids and she seems to be thriving. So the nice thing is Charlotte Mason has everything by forms. It's organized by forms. So you have Form 1, which is 3 grades, Form 2, 3 grades, Form 3, and Form 4. And so those 4 forms you can group based on your family and your children's ages. You can kind of group them based on how you want to teach them. So it's helpful. It makes it so it's not as overwhelming. I know that one of the arguments for not using Ambleside is that you have to use your zeros, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6. So maybe they changed that, but that was. Will you be using the CMEC again this year? Yes, I will be. The CMEC has been a wonderful resource for our family. Let's see. Do you have to sign up every year, or is it a one-time registration? Yes, you sign up every year. So my registration will be up in June, I think, for this year, but I am going to be registering before April 9th, which is the curriculum launch or the program guide launch. I'll be signing up for next year and I'll get access to next year's material. So right now I can't see any of that new year material until I sign up for the next year. And then it says, is the CMEC Catholic-based? No, it is not. They are not affiliated with one specific religion. I do know several Catholics use it. I know Amy and Celeste are Catholic, but I'm not Catholic and I haven't had anything where I feel like it's specifically Catholic. There's nothing in the curriculum that kind of hints to that. So we study the Bible, and they encourage you on the program guide. It says, use a commentary from your specific religion or whatever. So definitely not Catholic based. You don't have to be Catholic to use it. You can be any denomination. So yeah. Wow, that was a long video. But I think I answered most of the questions I got. A lot of them were repeats. So let me know if you have questions in the comments. I hope this is helpful for you. If you have friends that are really into the Charlotte Mason education method, but they are just not sure where to start, this would be a good place, the CMEC. This would be a good video to send them if they have questions about the CMEC. I think in the future I really want to make a what is Charlotte Mason, why should I have my children have a Charlotte Mason education video. That's on the docket for us at some point to try and put together and film just the goodness and the beauty that come with this kind of learning. But yeah, okay, so thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next week.